few months ago, I had a guest on my show, Trina Felber from Primal Life Organics. She had created a company using more holistic natural products instead of using fluoride. That episode number was 445 if you're interested. But she talked about the science of all her products, why she created the company because of her daughter having so many cavities when she was young. She did some research, created the products, and over the course of the next few years, her daughter never had a cavity again. And not only that, started remineralizing the teeth. So I had her on my show. I tried out her product, not only for myself, but I finally felt safe enough to put my daughter on it. And we just got back from the dentist yesterday, and I'm excited to tell you my experiences for both of us and the results we got. So if you're interested, stay tuned. How's it going? This is Brad Williams with Over 40 Fitness Hacks, the podcast where I help you, being over 40, to fight the aging process without giving up your social life. I've been a personal trainer and gym owner for over 14 years, and I specialize in helping the over 40 crowd get to their goals. If you need a little bit of guidance, check out my show notes. I have a link to schedule a free 15-minute Zoom call, and you can ask all the questions you want. But enough of that. Let's get on with the episode. So like I said, if you want to listen to the episodes, there were 445, 446, 447, but just a quick recap. This natural holistic way of cleaning your teeth is based on ditching fluoride because it makes your mouth more acidic, and the whole theory is your whole gut health starts from your mouth. It's the whole GI tract is from the mouth, esophagus, stomach, down to your intestines, and you know where it goes from there. So her products are basically a mineralized powder for the morning, an activated charcoal scrub for night, a copper tongue scraper, and then a mouthwash version using olive oil and other natural products to help not only your gums, but freshen your breath. So the theory behind all these is the morning scrub basically has a bentonite clay additive, which is a natural compound found in volcanic ash. And what that does is not only is it a binder and detoxifier for anything going on in your mouth, but the main thing is being able to provide minerals to your mouth, keeping the mouth more alkaline since you're keeping fluoride out of there. So your own body will produce saliva that hopefully has electrolytes and minerals flowing through it if you're on a healthy diet, and thus begins the healing process of being able to fix your teeth naturally without having to keep putting caps or fillers in all your cavity holes. The reason for the powder form is it's a little bit more grittier, easier to pull off that soft plaque on your teeth, don't have to brush as hard. So for the night side, using activated charcoal, the purpose of that is mostly it's used for other stuff. People use it for poisons and toxins or stomach bugs. But for her dental program, it's just a better binder to pull things off your teeth, such as stains. So if you're a big coffee drinker or whatnot, it just binds onto that stain, and then you rinse off your mouth and spit it out. The tongue scraper is used to get a lot of the bad bacteria off your tongue that accumulates, thus helping the process of keeping your mouth more alkaline, because the bad bacteria, also with fluoride, starts putting your mouth in a more acidic state, which is not good. So that's the basic of her whole program. I purchased her product and I tried it out for about a month and a half. Then I had my dental appointment to get my teeth cleaned. So I was real excited to see what happened. Went to the dentist, they went in, and basically my results were they couldn't find any soft plaque at all. Where they're going in with their scraper to do a clean before they start buffing out your teeth, they found next to nothing, and they couldn't believe it. I hadn't even told them what I was doing yet. Typically, I don't have too many cavities. Seems like once every 5 years, one pops up, but not like that was a big deal for me already. But they said my gum lines were great, which they always were, and I had zero cavities. So really for me, having the zero plaque, their hygienist basically did nothing because they didn't have to scrape anything off my teeth. And I felt like this product was actually doing everything that Trina said would happen. So after that, I felt safe enough to put my daughter on it. Got her, there's a kid product that tastes like bubble gum. I didn't use activated charcoal. There wasn't really any need to. I took her off any fluoride mouthwash. So we just got back from her dental appointment. She's been using this stuff for maybe 2 months, 2.5 months. And I had talked about this before. Last January of 2023, when I took her into the dentist, she had over like 8 cavities. And going through all the dentist offices for kids, it just feels like a lot of them are chop shops just trying to make as much money as they can off these teeth. They're all going to fall out anyways, right? So I found a referral to a dentist that I liked, had to put her under anesthesia, did 4 teeth instead of 8 that a lot of other people were saying. And that cost daddy over $3,000. So since then, I've been helping her brush her teeth and flossing. Had a dentist appointment after that and still some cavities, doing a lot better since I was helping her. So fast forward to now trying these products for 2.5 months. We go to the dentist. I'm expecting to see at least the 4 cavities either getting worse or slightly better, and God only knows what else. So the results from that, once again, the hygienist couldn't believe the absence of soft plaque. She literally had to do no scraping. So I went right to the buffering and flossing. Gums were great. They were always great. She's a kid. And then when the dentist actually came by to show me the x-rays, I specifically asked about those 4 cavities that we didn't do last year. What do they look like now? And she looked at the x-rays, and I had already peeked at them as well. 3 of them were non-existent, and one of them had just trace amount that wasn't even a worry. And yet last year, all 4 of them were a worry, but we thought we were going to outlive them as they would fall out the next couple of years as her adult teeth were coming in. And now these cavities were almost gone. So now I'm a firm believer. My wife's going to be going on this. So 2 more things to talk about this product. One is for myself and definitely for my daughter, started seeing a little discoloration happening more than normal. I brushed a little bit harder for myself, and I'm the one using the activated charcoal. It just seems like maybe my teeth dulled a little bit, and I just attribute that to all the fluoride products we're using. Almost all of them have some kind of whitening agent in there, which was helping at least keep them somewhat white. But for my daughter, it almost looked like her teeth were turning brown. And after doing a little Google and Reddit search about that, that's what happens when you go to the natural, more holistic side. There's no whitening agents in any of this stuff. So all the juices she's eating, she's getting her teeth stained. They're healthy as heck. But in our society, we like the aesthetics of seeing that white, and I want to help her out with that as well. So going down the rabbit hole of what kind of things I can use for holistic, I just remember Arm & Hammer being, back in the day, the natural holistic thing that didn't have fluoride. And sure enough, I found an Arm & Hammer product that had a tiny bit of activated charcoal in it, baking soda, which is a natural whitener, and it had a little bit of grit on there. So instead of getting my daughter the activated charcoal, this one seemed like a more super high-powered, safer one for her. And now we've been using that, and sure enough, I'm starting to see the white come back. And thus, now I'm using the same product, so I'll alternate one night the activated charcoal, one night the Arm & Hammer baking soda charcoal mix. And so I've only been using this so far for a week. Probably too soon to tell for me, but seeing my daughter's teeth miraculously start whitening up, I'm sold on that as well. The last thing I'd like to talk about is doing a search down Google and Reddit. I found a blogger who's all about lead poisoning and getting products banned by the FDA. And she touts that she's gotten over 6 products banned with her help and whatever group she's a part of. And she wrote an actual blog about this company, Primal Life Organics, saying they tested all their products and it came up with higher than normal parts per million, right? Traces of lead, cadmium, some other metals that are not the greatest to have in your body. That kind of scared me. Oh crap, I've been using this on my daughter. So I started researching bentonite clay and activated charcoal. And yes, they're basically bentonite clay is volcanic ash, very organic. Yes, of course, it comes from the earth, so it's going to have some of these metals and everything in it. Same thing for activated charcoal, but not as much, and that comes from burning wood. So bentonite clay was more of the red flag. So obviously talk to your doctor, talk to your dentist. In our world, Western society, you're probably going to get the same answers that I got, where they're like, well, I have no clue about this stuff, and they just are so gung-ho about fluoride, which I'm not. So do your own research. I'm not telling you what to do. But from what I researched, the theory is with bentonite clay more specifically, and also for activated charcoal, is that in these organic forms, that those metals, they've bound to whatever they're going to bind to. So for some reason, while you're brushing your teeth and you're spitting out most of this, some of it may be going, down your digestive tract and swallowing some, that these harmful metals, lead and all that kind of stuff will not bind to anything else since they're already in their organic form and bound to something. So they will just pass right through your GI tract. So once again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dentist. Do your own research on that. And for the most part for me, when I go do my blood work, and I do my blood work at least 3 times a year, I'll be able to catch anything if I have higher traces of some of these metals. But after hearing that and then going back to that blogger's page, she talked nothing about that. All they do is just send it to the lab. Of course, some of these things are going to come up, but it gave no explanation to the other stuff that I found out. So take that for what it's worth. Obviously, go to your health and wellness professional for any questions you have, but I'm just giving my experiences, my opinions, and stuff that I've seen. And so far, this is just a slam dunk. So I think I'll leave it at that. I was real excited about that dentist appointment for my daughter and wanted this to be my next episode. So thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. For those of you out there that don't know what rebounding is or small trampolining, check out my episode 408, where my guest talks about rebounding to get a little bit more cardio in your weekly routine. I, for one, have always loved high incline walking on treadmills, but after seeing how much space I had left in my garage, it just wasn't going to happen. Since I've been using my rebounder, I've added 10,000 more steps per week on average. It feels amazing on my lower back, which I'm always careful of. So for any of you out there that want something different or have any type of injury, it's a fun and different way to get your cardio in. It's a space saver. Your family can play with it, and you'll get closer to the amount of steps you're trying to get in per week. I highly recommend checking out this rebounder from JumpSport. Check out the link in my show notes. Let's get some high intensity training back in your life and keep that motivation going. If you'd like a little bit of help checking out your diet and your current routine, I'd be happy to help. I always do a free 15-minute Zoom consultation for anyone, no strings attached, just to see if I can help point you in the right direction. So if you're interested, check out the show notes. The link is at the top.